answer on this one, but in Matthew 10 on the list of disciples, you got Simon the Canaanite. Was he in the woodpile?
Okay. All right, get Matthew 10 in one hand and get Acts 13 in the other. Acts 13 and Matthew 10. And then with your third hand, pick up, Matthew 15. Matthew 10, Matthew 15, Acts 13. You have to be careful how you talk these days, you know. I had a ball game the other day, and I heard a little kid next to me said, "Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the toe." All right, Matthew chapter 10. All right, in Matthew chapter 10, verse 4, you have this thing, Simon the Canaanite. Now, if it's a racial designation, it means he's from Ham. He's half black. Canaanite isn't full black anyway. Canaanite comes out quarter black. A full black is Ludum and Cush. And half black is Mitzrayim, Egyptian. Canaan about a quarter black. What's called down south called Sambo or Quadroon over in New Orleans. Well, he had a restaurant called Sambo, and the federal government put him out of business for discriminating. It's a strange type of thing, you know. Now, if you put up a restaurant and call it Turkey, you get away with it, you see. But you could put up one saying Sambo. And people don't know what a Sambo is. A Sambo is about 1/3 black, 1/3 Indian, 1/3 white. That's what a Sambo is. Well, this thing here in Tent, you want to see, you want to get down around Charleston where the geishas are, and down around New Orleans where the Creoles are, and hear the real mixed blood, man. Boy, it's something. I never forget getting out in the streets of Charleston, South Carolina one day. Big old geisha there, about 6 feet tall. I asked him how to get to the place. And he said, "Well, you just got to see the one I shouldn't have gone and get a I could have said what that guy was saying. Sound like tongue. Wild man. All right, 10:4, Simon the Canaanite. If it's racial, he's from Ham. But it may mean the country. That is, he's a local fellow who lives there in Canaan. Can mean that. May mean both. I'll come to Matthew 15 and I'll show you why it could mean just location. Matthew 15 verse 21. And then Jesus went thence and departed the coasts of Tyre and Sidon, and behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast, and cried to him, saying, "Have mercy on me, a woman of Canaan." Now, where's the other account for that in Luke? Give me the cross-reference there. Luke what? Mark what? Mark 7. This is a woman trying to get her daughter healed. The Bible calls her a woman of Canaan. On the other count, Mark 7, what is it? Oh yeah, 26. 7:26. The woman was a Greek. That thing? Mark 7:26, same woman. The woman was a Greek, a Syrophoenician by nation. Now there's a woman who's called a woman of Canaan because she's from Syrophoenicia, which is in the land of Canaan. But her racial thing is given as a Greek. Unless the thing is, she was a Greek, she was from Greece, and was a Canaanite, had blood from Canaan. So you can't always tell which is which. Now let me give you another one, Acts 13. Acts 13. Acts 13:1. Now there were in the church that was Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon that was called Niger. There it is. The Bible word. You say Niger and people get upset. Yeah, but Niger is the word. You ever hear of Nigeria in Africa? That's the word. You see what Niger means? Black. That's what it means. People just go off half-cocked. They don't know what they're talking about. Oh, he says Simeon that was called Niger. He was called black. Well, was he black or did they just call him black? They call him Blackie, Boston Blackie. Boston Blackie wasn't black. See? How many of you fellows are called red? Let me see your hand. Have they called you red? There's one right there. There's two right there. There's three right there. Well, you ain't red. You're pink like everybody else. They called him because of red hair. Well, you don't know why they called the guy that. He's called nigger. Black. Maybe he was black, maybe he wasn't. Now, it answers the question, was one of these disciples a colored man? He might have been. And if he was, he'd have been about a quarter colored. And the answer comes up then, what does that got to do with integration and segregation? The answer to that has nothing to do with integration and segregation. And back in Christ's day, there's no political push to mix the races. And there's no political push to force you to mix the races. And there's no political issue that'll take your tax-exempt status if you don't mix the races. So it's beside the point. I whether you folks know it or not, but down in the South, the colored people always came to church with the white people until the Civil War. I wonder how many of you knew that. You know that? You'll travel around, broaden your education level. I mean, the colored people went with the white people to church all the time until the Civil War. Then after the Civil War, they quit going together because of the trouble between them. Same thing we have down in the South with the civil rights thing in 1964. You have no idea of the good relationship that existed between white and colored people generally until that stuff started. And the bad feeling started when that stuff started. Now, how it is up here, but you folks up north here, you'll have your education. You'll get educated. Don't worry about it. I'll be patient with you and pray for you. You'll get your education. You're welcome. Somebody else. Somebody else. Yes, sir. Nothing like a Bible to clear up a college education.